Hello friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is something you will want to save, rewatch, and practice every single day because we're talking about a simple but powerful truth. Confidence isn't about having perfect English, it's about using the right sentences at the right time. Most people think fluent speakers use complicated vocabulary, but in reality, confident speakers use simple lines that express clarity, authority, and calmness. And the moment you learn these sentences, something interesting happens. Not only will people start seeing you as more confident, but you will also begin feeling more confident yourself. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you real-life English sentences that instantly change how others perceive you, whether you're speaking at work, school, or in daily conversations. These are the sentences that successful people, leaders, and fluent English speakers use naturally without thinking, and after this video, you will too. Before we deep dive, make sure you hit subscribe and like the video. Let's begin. Here, the first topic arises: why confident English is not about big words. Before we begin learning the sentences, I want you to picture a simple situation in your mind. Two people enter a room. One of them speaks very fast, tries to use complicated vocabulary, and constantly adjusts the way he talks in order to appear impressive. The second person speaks slowly and clearly. His sentences are simple, but each sentence carries weight and calmness. Even without knowing their backgrounds, most people will assume that the second person is more confident. This happens because confidence in English is not based on speed or difficulty. It is based on clarity, stability, and the courage to express your ideas without fear. Many learners believe that confidence comes from perfect grammar, but real confidence comes from emotional control. A confident speaker is not someone who never makes mistakes. A confident speaker is someone who keeps speaking even after a mistake. This is why the sentences you will learn today are simple, but extremely powerful. They create a strong first impression, and over time they shape your personality into someone who sounds naturally confident. Topic 2. Sentences that show clear understanding. The first category of confident sentences is the category of clarity. A confident person never pretends to understand something that is unclear. Instead, they use calm sentences that show responsibility. One of the most effective lines you can use is, "Just to confirm, this is what you mean, right?" This sentence shows that you value accuracy. It shows that you are paying attention and that you want to understand correctly instead of guessing. This immediately signals maturity. It also helps prevent misunderstandings that could cause problems later. Another powerful sentence in this category is, "Let me make sure I understand you correctly." When you say this, you slow down the conversation and give yourself time to process the information. You also create a moment of alignment with the other person. This type of sentence builds trust because it shows that you respect the conversation enough to verify your understanding. Clarity is not a weakness. It is one of the strongest signs of confidence. Topic 3. Sentences that show leadership and direction. The next category of sentences helps you sound like a leader. Leadership does not come from speaking loudly. It comes from being the person who guides the conversation forward. You can sound like a leader even if you are quiet by nature. The magic is in the sentences you choose. A powerful sentence that immediately gives you presence is, "Here is what I think we should do." When you say this, you are not forcing your opinion. You are offering direction. People naturally listen because your words sound purposeful. You become someone who takes initiative instead of waiting for others. Another highly effective sentence is, "I will handle it." These three words change how others see you. They show responsibility and reliability. Even if the task is small, this sentence communicates strength. Leaders are not defined by their positions. They are defined by the responsibility they are willing to take. There is also a simple but effective leadership sentence. "Let us get started." This sentence removes hesitation and creates forward movement. It shows that you are ready to take the first step, which is one of the strongest forms of confidence. Topic 4. Sentences that show emotional control. Another major part of confidence is emotional stability. Confidence is not always loud or bold. In many situations, the calmest person in the room is the most confident. Emotional control becomes visible through your tone and your choice of sentences. Imagine someone rushes you for an answer. Most people panic, speak too quickly, or give an incomplete response. A confident speaker simply says, "Give me a moment. I am thinking." This sentence protects your calmness and shows that you value thoughtful responses. It also prevents you from sounding unsure or confused. There is another sentence that is extremely powerful when things feel overwhelming. Let us take this one step at a time. When you say this, you reduce tension for yourself and for everyone involved. You sound logical and balanced, which is a major sign of inner confidence. These sentences are not dramatic, yet they change the atmosphere around you. They show that you remain steady even in stressful moments. Topic 5. Sentences that show respect without losing confidence. Confidence is not disrespectful. Real confidence is respectful. It finds the perfect balance between expressing your views and appreciating others. That is why the sentence, "I appreciate your point. Here is my perspective," is extremely effective. This sentence shows that you understand the other person's views, but you also value your own thoughts. It communicates maturity, intelligence, and emotional balance. You do not sound like you are attacking. You sound like you are contributing. Another strong sentence in this category is, "I see where you are coming from. Here is how I see it." This sentence prevents arguments from turning into conflicts. It keeps the conversation open, friendly, and productive. People trust individuals who can disagree politely without losing their own voice. Topic 6. Sentences that keep conversations positive and productive. Some people get stuck in arguments because their sentences focus on the problem instead of the solution. Confident people guide conversations in a positive direction. One of the best sentences for this is, "Let us focus on the solution." This sentence immediately shifts the energy of the conversation. Instead of blame or frustration, it brings progress. It shows that you are mature enough to move forward instead of staying stuck. Another sentence that creates positive energy is, "Happy to help." Instead of saying "no problem," which sometimes sounds dry, this sentence makes you sound warm and confident. It shows willingness and positivity, which makes people enjoy communicating with you. These sentences slowly create a reputation for you. People start seeing you as someone who brings clarity and optimism into conversations. Topic 7. Sentences to use when you are unsure but want to sound confident. There will always be moments when you do not know the answer. Many people panic and try to give a rushed explanation. A confident person does the opposite. They stay calm and use sentences that protect their credibility. One of the best sentences for such situations is, "Let me get back to you on that." This sentence keeps your confidence intact. It shows that you prefer accuracy instead of guessing. You also create space for yourself to think, research, or understand the question better. Another helpful sentence is, "I am considering your question. Please give me a moment." It gives you time to think while maintaining authority. You sound composed and thoughtful, not confused. Uncertainty is not a weakness. The way you handle uncertainty is what defines your confidence. Topic 8. How these sentences shape your identity over time. Every sentence you speak becomes a part of your identity. When you consistently use strong, calm, and clear sentences, people begin to associate you with confidence. Over time, even your inner voice becomes stronger because your language trains your mindset. You begin conversations with clarity. You express ideas without fear. You handle disagreements calmly. You sound like someone who thinks before speaking. And slowly, you transform into someone who does not just speak confidently, but who lives confidently. Confidence is not a talent. It is a habit. These sentences become the foundation of that habit. The more you use them, the more natural they feel, and the more powerful your communication becomes. Topic 9. Sentences that protect your boundaries without sounding rude. Another important aspect of confidence is the ability to protect your boundaries. Many people speak politely but end up sounding unsure because they do not know how to say no in a respectful way. Confident speakers use calm and steady sentences that maintain respect while also making their limits clear. A strong example of such a sentence is, "I understand what you need, but I am not able to commit to that right now." This sentence is polite, but it does not leave room for confusion. You acknowledge the other person, yet you stay firm about your own capacity. It prevents unnecessary stress and shows emotional maturity. Another excellent boundary-setting sentence is, "I will need some time before I can give you an answer." This sentence protects your schedule and gives you space to think before agreeing to anything. Many people rush into commitments because they fear disappointing others. A confident speaker never sacrifices clarity for the sake of pressure. When you use these sentences, people start to understand your value. They begin to view you as someone who respects yourself and someone whose time and energy matter. Healthy boundaries are one of the strongest forms of confidence, and they always begin with the sentences you choose. Topic 10. Sentences that help you sound confident in professional situations. Confidence in English becomes especially important in professional environments. Whether you are in a meeting, a job interview, a classroom, or a presentation, the sentences you choose can change the entire atmosphere around you. Professional confidence does not come from sounding formal. It comes from sounding clear, steady, and prepared. One of the best professional sentences is, "Here is what I have understood so far." This sentence shows that you are actively engaged in the discussion. It also helps you confirm your understanding while appearing organized. People trust speakers who can summarize clearly. Another highly effective sentence is, "I would like to add something to that." This sentence allows you to enter a conversation respectfully. You do not interrupt, and you do not sound unsure. You simply express that you have something valuable to share. This builds authority and confidence in group discussions. A third professional sentence that creates a strong impression is, "I appreciate the feedback and I will work on it." Most people react defensively to criticism. A confident speaker accepts feedback with grace and shows a willingness to improve. This sentence makes you sound emotionally intelligent, teachable, and strong. When you begin using these sentences in professional environments, you change the way people perceive you. You sound like someone who is capable of handling responsibility. You sound like someone who can communicate under pressure. You sound like someone who belongs in important conversations. If you found these sentences helpful, start using at least one of them today. Confidence grows through action, not theory. The more you practice these lines, the more natural they will feel, and the faster your English will improve. And if you want more videos like this, videos that make you smarter, more confident, and more fluent every day, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and tell me in the comments, which sentence are you going to start using first? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay confident, keep learning, and keep growing.